Ladies and gentlemen, it is the one and the only Sir Hell Speaks in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Sir Hell Speaks.
Sir Hell
What's going on,
Speaks
everybody?
in the
How are you guys? Happy February to you all. I hope that 2023 is proving to be great to you and that you are proving to be great to the year that you are in. How are you guys tonight? I'll give everybody a few moments to come on in and to hit that like button and to make sure that if it's possible, share this out with somebody. We're gonna have a really dope show tonight. And I'm hoping to get some people, some of our ladies to call in as we kind of tackle some of these things tonight. All right, guys. So invite somebody. If you're just hitting this particular stream, hit the like button on your way in. Shout out to my Facebook family out who's watching this as well, to YouTube. Shout out to all of you guys. Make sure you show that love tonight. And let me know, guys, how was your week been? It's Friday night. I'm going to do this show. I'm going to spend some time with my family and hit the gym in just a bit. But how was you guys this week? How have things been going for you tonight? I see you guys in here. I see Take Heed to the Message. What's going on with you? How are you? I see SHSC and Mod. What's going on with you? Bravo, how are you? It is good to see you. Lady Navoa's in the building. What's going on with you? Good to see you tonight. I see Dre Blanco in the building. What's going on? What's going on, Miss Empress? Good to see you as well. What's going on? What's going on, Ronnie? Good to see you. I'm a new fan. A salute to you, man. Thanks so much for being here. We're glad to have you here. Okay, guys, we're going to jump into the show tonight. But again, if you haven't hit the like button, hit that like button. And guys, do me a favor. We are about 18 subscribers away from 40,000. Wow.
Sir Hell Speaks in the building.
Right. So make sure y'all hit that like button so we can grow this live as well. All right. Good to see you again. Good to see you, Dre Blanco. Thanks so much for being here, man. So we're gonna have a good show tonight. And so why am I doing this show? I am doing this show because I need to set this up so that people understand when they come to Sir Hell's network what my whole platform is all about. I want to see men become their most successful and productive selves. And I want to see women who want to be wives have the wife of their dreams. Have the life of their dreams, the man of their dreams, knowing that life requires some work, that you don't just get this. You don't just find somebody, you don't just get married, and then it just happens. That's not the way life works. It's not the way marriage works. And I believe, like last year, I spent a lot of time really pinpointing issues with women, which I will do. Now, it's important for everybody who's watching this to understand that when we bring up and we address issues and we are direct about stuff, please understand this. People who are direct about the issue, it's because they've taken time to consider it, because they care enough for it to be fixed. So to all my ladies on here who have a hard time, and this is because of, I think, our social cultural, the way we do stuff, we interpret directness of issue as being an antagonizer or as an attack. And that's simply not what we're doing. Ladies, I want you to hear this. If you have a man that cares enough about you to tell you the truth about his experience with you, and you are uncomfortable with receiving that, well, you're going to have to be comfortable with two sets of A's. And whichever one you want to be comfortable with is what you're going to get. Two sets of A's. Either you're going to be arrogant and end up alone, or you're going to be accountable and be adored. Y'all, I hit y'all with that one. I hit y'all with that one tonight, y'all. So either you're going to be arrogant and you're going to end up alone by yourself. And I know this is hard to talk about because a lot of you, when I talk about these things, there's this, you have to almost fight these thoughts because you see what I'm talking about, even within the context of your own families and the people you love. And what you start to notice is women, I don't think that we parented our girls very well. I think that we love them, that we protected them as we should. But there are some things that I think that we miss with our girls who are now women, and they are at a disadvantage because we didn't provide a level of directness because we were focused on coddling feelings and not building character in our women. And so it makes sense why there seems to be an issue with being accountable. So this is what we talk about. We discuss issues so that what you say you want out of life, family, and relationships, you have the tools, and not only the tools, but the character to use those tools to build the life you say you want. Does that make sense?
Sir, help speak to
Does that
me.
make sense, folks? So that's what we do. So ladies who are over here, now I will say most of my audience who are subscribed are men. So on YouTube, I think it's about, upward 55 or 60% men. On Instagram, it's 90% men. I only got, 10% women who are watching. And the same is similar for TikTok. And there's good reason for this, because my message is not, ladies, you're just wonderful. Ladies, you're just gorgeous. You're the goddess and you're the queen. That's not my message, because some of you are not. You just ain't. You just ain't. And I'm not going to lie to you about this. What I will do, though, is I'll be transparent with you, because I don't believe in faking it till you make it. You fake for too long and you're going to lose your relationship. You fake like you feminine long enough, you're going to lose your man. You fake like you're a really good person and the truth going to come out. So I don't believe in faking it till you make it. And I can accept somebody who ain't got it all together. Fellas, I want you to hear this. There's nothing wrong with you entertaining a woman who don't have it all together. She ain't got all the wifely, she ain't got it all together, but she is willing to work at it. You can work with a woman like that. Is the ones who pretend like they are this super feminine, this super loving, this super nurturing, and they're putting on the show. Those are the ones you got to watch out for. And ladies, I say the same thing for men. You can work with a man who ain't got it all together yet, but you can see steady progress. He's putting in effort to become not only a better man for you, but a better man for himself. You can work with somebody, because the truth is, ain't none of us got it all together. Not even you. You don't even have it all together. And so I wanted to point that out. There's also something. I was up this morning. I went to the gym at about like 2 a.m. and then I headed over to Starbucks, and I was just doing my normal research, just reading some things. And you know how in this space, in this culture, what's the number one term that women use, for the man that they either divorced or broke up with? I'll give you guys a second to answer this. In 2022, 2023, what's the number one name? It's a psychological term that's used to describe a man that when a woman breaks up or divorced, he gets this name. I want you guys to tell me what this name is. I want to see if y'all on the same page with me. What's the name that you hear a lot of women give that man as soon as they break up? He was exactly. Yep. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all already know what time it is. He's a narcissist. I can't, girl, that, I was with that man and he was a narcissist. And I'm like, lady, ma'am, you didn't call anybody you break up with is a narcissist. So either it's true with what you're saying, and most don't have any proof of a diagnosis, or you got to figure out what you're doing to attract these people who you keep on calling these names. If all you're doing is attracting a certain type of man, and I said this before and people got upset with me. I said, if you've had 4 serious relationships and they failed, well, you're going to have to stop looking at the other person's and start looking at yourself, because there's a reason. There is something in you magnetizing people like that. You can only spend so much time blaming other folks. You can only spend so much time doing that before you have to take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, why do you keep attracting these same type of people? But that's beside the point. So in looking this up, toxic masculinity was another one as well. And so one of the other things that I've noticed as well is in looking up narcissism, there's another personality disorder that I won't spend too much time touching on, because I'm not a clinician and I don't want to even suggest that I'm in a position of authority to call people this. But there is a particular disorder that you guys may or may not have heard of. Let me pull this up for you really quickly. I looked this up today and I found it very interesting, and I'm going to show you this because I think this speaks to where we are as a culture. I'll take a look at this. It's called histrionic personality disorder. Now, it's a very interesting disorder because, you know, in the world of social media, where everything is about attention, 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 eyes on me. I need you to look at me, validate me. There is an actual personality disorder in cluster B that is more so of the dramatic disorders. And take a look at this. So I'm going to just read just a bit. Histrionic personality disorder is one of a group of conditions called cluster B, or dramatic personality disorders. People with these disorders have intense, unstable emotions and distorted self-images. For people with histrionic personality disorder, the self-esteem depends on the approval of others and does not arise from a true feeling of self-worth. They have an overwhelming desire to be noticed and often behave dramatically or inappropriately to get attention. The word histrionic means dramatic or theatrical. Now take a look at this. So here are some of the symptoms of this. Like, they're uncomfortable unless they are the center of attention. Now, if we take a moment and just be honest for a second, this sounds like a lot of people today. Like, I know people who are uncomfortable being by themselves. They're uncomfortable being in a room by themselves. They must have attention on themselves. They have to be the focus. They have to be the focal point. And if they're not, there's something, it seems, to damage their self-esteem as a person. Let's read a little bit more of this. So they dress provocatively and exhibit inappropriately seductive or flirtatious behavior. They shift emotions rapidly. Now, this is a big one. And I'm going to, after this video, I've got a couple of doctors who have YouTube channels that really break this down. But when I talk about shifting emotions, what I mean by that is, what's normal is when, let's say I know somebody and they just lost their job, right? They're not able to provide for their family. And they come to me and they tell me, hey, I lost my job. And I give them a deep, somber look. And I'm like, wow, I'm really sorry to hear that. Like, I'm performing, and it looks like I'm on the same frequency as them. And I really am empathizing. And let's say that as they're telling me that they lost their job, they're kind of distraught because they don't know what to do next. They don't, the market seems, to be closed for opportunities for their particular skill set. And as long as they're talking to me, I'm giving them the real compassionate, the empathetic looks, and the facial expressions. I'm looking like I'm concentrated. And then let's say, as they are telling me about this, someone else comes in and says, you know what, I just won $1,000. And so I go immediately from the somber look, and then I go, and now I'm way excited. I'm over the top because this person who's just walked in I'm talking to the person who just lost their job and potentially going to lose everything. As soon as someone else comes in with emotions that are on a different part of the spectrum, completely different, and my emotions shift, that's one of the things that histrionic personality disorder, that's one of the symptoms. And this is something that I see all too often in our culture today, that people's emotional stability is very shifty. Now, again, I want to say this again. I am not a clinician and I am not diagnosing anybody. I'm just telling you that in the culture we see, some of these things that I'm talking about, you see this in your everyday life. All right. So let's read just a little bit more of this. Shift emotions rapidly, act very dramatically, be overly concerned with physical appearance, constantly seek reassurance or approval, be gullible and easily influenced by others. Here's a big one, guys. Be excessively sensitive to criticism or disapproval. Now, this is a big one because with a lot of our women today, and men for that matter, but typically women, and this is why I made the statement earlier, that we failed our girls who are now women, that we didn't provide adequate criticism when necessary. And so by the time they become older, any form of criticism is interpreted as attack. And while it's the woman's responsibility to deal with that, I think that part of the blame, that part of the responsibility for why this occurs is because parents, mothers and fathers alike, We raise our children, men and women differently. And in some regards, it's necessary. But when it comes to character, guys, there's got to be a similarity. Like if we're going to offer our boys criticism and make boys tough and make sure that we instill the disciplines in them so that when they go through life, they're not weak and easily swayed by stuff, we have to build that same level of integrity inside of our young girls. And the sad thing is, for the most part, we've done a poor job of criticizing our girls when necessary, which is why their only appetite, their only diet is for praise. Anything else is rejected. And I think that's the fault of a lot of us parents. I'll even extend this to say that this is part marketing, that this is also bled into the church. And it's interesting because we are saying that we want the best for women. And I can't stand people who say how much we love our women. We love them and our women are queens and we want the best for women. A lot of y'all are lying. How can you love someone and not tell them the truth? How can you love someone and you see them doing something that's counterintuitive to what they say they want, and you say you love them and you won't give them the proper direction because it might come off as offensive, or it might hurt their feelings, or it might mess up views, or it might mess up your money? Now listen, when you're in this and you're doing this for the benefit of others, now of course, as a business, you got to be successful. But the truth is, it can't just be we say what people want to hear and then say we're trying to bring about change, because sometimes you have to say stuff that's unpopular, that's unattractive, that makes people upset, that brings about a level of it messes up the environment, right? Sometimes the truth requires that, and sometimes that's uncomfortable. And I keep seeing so many people in the marketing arenas, in our churches, in business, we are catering to the wants of women while we're saying that we are interested in them becoming better. And sometimes those two perspectives don't have any parity. So this is a very big thing, because we see with this disorder that criticism, that this criticism, they are excessively sensitive to this. Now let's go down a little bit and take a look at this. Here are the causes of it. The exact cause of histrionic personality disorder is not known, but many mental health professionals believe that both learned and inherited factors play a role in its development. Watch this. This is very important, guys. Listen up. For example, the tendency for histrionic personality disorder to run in families suggests that a genetic susceptibility for this disorder might be inherited. Watch this. However, the child of the parent with this disorder might simply be repeating learned behavior. Now, other environmental factors that might be involved include a lack. See, this goes right back. They are sensitive to criticism, excessively sensitive. Why is that? It's saying it right here. Other environmental factors that might be involved include a lack of criticism or punishment as a child, positive reinforcement that is given only when a child completes certain approved behaviors, and unpredictable attention given to a child by their parents, all leading to confusion about what types of behavior earn parental approval. Yeah, is this making sense to everybody? Like, I'm bringing all this up to say that I think that it's important for us for those of us who really want to see women succeed and excel and to really have families. I mean, to raise successful children, to be in productive marriages. The truth is there's some issues that we have to discuss. And a lot of this is going to be centered around the ability to handle criticism. Okay, let me pause here, everybody. Guys, are you guys with me tonight? If you can hear me loud and clearly, put a 1 in that chat. Let me see what's going on in here. Let me know what's going on with you guys. If you guys are hearing me clearly, let me know that you guys can hear me. Let me know that you got me. Shout out to SHSN Mod. She says, we got this, 18 subs away from 40K. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Hey, salute to your truth. Good to see you, man. Salute to Anye. Very good to see you tonight. Glad that you are here. Ronnie Hunter, what's going on? A member of the channel. Good to see you tonight. All right, so ladies, in a minute, I'm going to open up the calls because I actually want your opinion on what we're getting ready to discuss. So yeah, 12 more subscribers, and we're at 40,000 subscribers. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Michael Bradley, what's going on, Cuzzo? Good to see you, man. Glad that you are here. All right, guys. So listen, what is this show about tonight? You guys are asking, what is this show about tonight? I'm glad that you guys have asked because Sir Hale is going to give it to you. We're talking about Amber Rose, but I don't want there to be any confusion. I don't want there to be any ambiguity. I'm not just talking about Amber Rose. I'm talking about some of your wives. I'm talking about some of your mothers. I'm talking about some of your relatives. I'm talking about some of your friends. I'm talking about some of the church ladies. I don't want you to just look at Amber Rose because the first thing you're going to hear people say is you can't compare regular people to celebrities because they live a completely different life. And I beg to differ. I think that celebrities have a different level of access than the common person. But when it comes to relationships, everybody from billionaires on down go through the same issue. It's just whether or not you've got money to determine how much you're going to tolerate, right? But when it comes to relationships, everybody, the pastor of the church, the elected officials, the doctors you respect and esteem so much, everybody in any sector are susceptible to relational issues. So I don't want you to think that this is just for specific people. It is everybody. Okay. So I looked at this particular post that Amber Rose made, and I found it very interesting. Because in here, you guys saw the thumbnail. She makes this bold statement, and then she says, dating is worse than ever. And I can't disagree with that. I mean, I can't disagree with what she said. If you're in the dating world now, then chances are you've probably have experienced something that could authenticate this claim. So I don't disagree with what Amber Rose said, but I do want to make this clear that the dating is a reflection of people. And if there's something wrong with the dating market, that means there's something wrong with the people in the market. And I think that we have a severe people problem, particularly out here in the West, because we're materialistic. We want what we want. And a lot of us really don't give a care about the other person. A lot of you watching right now, you are with somebody who you love. And the reason why that relationship has love is because it's what you're pouring in. But if you stop pouring that in for a week or 2 weeks, you stop doing what you normally do, you will start to see how empty, how negligent the other person is when it comes to their responsibilities and their duty to you. It's a different broadcast, but it's a very accurate point and that's why I do these shows. Because when you come here, you know that I'm going to give you a level of entertainment, but I'm going to say something that's going to touch on some very real stuff. And the truth is, for a lot of my men and some of the women who come on here as well, some of you have the outside look of a great marriage or a great relationship. But when you look at the ingredients, you're not even getting what you need. Like, you're dutiful because you were raised, and a lot of mothers failed their sons in this regard. A lot of mothers told sons how to be a good man. Our mothers told us to be good providers for the women, to be the protector, to give her what she needs, to be upstanding, depending on what particular lifestyle you have, there's these specific things that a real man does this. If you're a secular, a real man pay all the bills. If you have faith, a real man prays with his wife. So whatever particular perspective you're coming from, there's criteria for a real man. What we did not get, mothers, what we did not get, and I got to get on y'all, what y'all failed to give men is what to expect from women. Because what you were doing for the most part is you were raising your sons to be the man you wish you had, and not considering that he's going to have to grow up and make his own life, and that the world that you once lived in, the world has completely shifted from under us. And so you raised the man to be the kind of man you want in a time period that no longer exists, which is why men who are still successful, who are traditional, who have life going on for themselves, these guys work out, these guys have values where, they put up with so much because there's a hope that the woman that they are with is going to eventually come around and finally be a good wife and finally keep her word and finally be respectful. And the truth is, the ugly truth is some of you men are waiting on your woman to change. And the sad truth is she never will. You need somebody like me to look at you in your eye. I don't want nothing from you. Now, y'all can't hit those super chats if you want, but I'm really not looking for anything from you. I'm telling you this because my genuine hope, my genuine goal is for you to be successful in your relationships. And we've done a grave disservice to men by telling men how to be for women and never educating men on what to expect from women. This is why you got some men with women who will lie. They don't follow through on plans. They break promises. Like, I don't understand for the life of me. Y'all gonna have to get with me on this. I don't understand how some of you women are okay with your man not getting what he needs. He's sexually frustrated. Well, okay, y'all got to hold me accountable. Like, the YouTube algorithm has changed a bit. So some things I can't say, but let me get back to this. Sorry about that. Let me get that back together. So, some of y'all are okay with your man being frustrated intimately. You're okay that man works and takes care of responsibilities, and you don't mind him being tired and stressed out as long as you getting your needs fulfilled. Some of y'all women are selfish. You're very, very selfish, and you're entitled. And here's the sad part. The sad part is not selfishness. The sad part ain't entitlement. Some of y'all can't even see yourselves. You can't even see you. This is why anytime you're a man who is willing to put his life on the line for you, in defense of you, your honor, your protection for the family, that man who's willing to give everything to make your life better, you can't even hear the honest truth from him because you are selfish and you are entitled. It's not completely your fault, but it is your responsibility. And there is something wrong when you're okay with your man paying all the bills, taking care of responsibilities, putting up with your mess. But he doesn't come home to a hot meal. You don't even give him good loving. And if you do, you just lay there. Just take it. Don't know man who's taking care of his responsibility want to just be with a woman who just sit here, get what you need. No. Men who are putting in effort to make your life better need a level of effort to be reciprocated. This is how you show a man that you respect what he does. And sadly, so many of our women have not learned this. And it's going to take you losing your good man. It's going to take you getting your heart broken, because a lot of you are with men, and the reason you mistreat your man is because you think you can do better. You think because you're cute right now, you got a little bit behind going on, you know what I'm saying? You got a little bit of shape going on, your waist still look good. You got some looks, you look a little bit better than the average woman. And so you treat your man as if he's not on your level, and you pique your own interest by allowing other people to be flirtatious with you and to cross clear boundaries that no married woman or a woman who's in a successful exclusive relationship should entertain. But because you're with a man who's stable, you're with a man who is honorable, you're with a man who has a level of faith, and you know that this man who has a moral compass, that this man who has some level of faith that he lives by, you know that he's willing to tolerate more stuff than Roman Pouquet will pull off. You know that this man is more tolerant than stuff that Roman Pouquet, who's Roman Pouquet, better known as Pookie and Ray Ray. You know that this good man is more likely to take some of your crap, to take care of some of the stuff the man who broke your heart, you treated him better than the man who treats you well. The man who broke your heart, you treated him better than the man who treats you well. Why? Because a lot of women pull on the spiritual strings, the integrity strings of good men, because he'll tolerate more. But if that man ever decides that he deserves better, that he's tired of what you putting out, because he understands that it's easier for him to go get 5 other qualified women than it is for you to get good quality options. If he decides, I'm telling you, for a lot of you pretty women, you're going to be arrogant and alone. With your pretty self, you're going to have nice clothes on. You're going to be taking pictures of you going to Europe and going to Jamaica and going on, going out to going out to the Bahamas. All these great pictures by yourself. Why? Because you're arrogant, and your arrogance and your inability to look at somebody else, to look at your man, to show him respect has left you alone. Oh, y'all quit screaming at me. I hear y'all screaming at me because you don't like what I'm talking about you. You're mad what I'm saying. You don't want to hear this. I know how it feels, but I'm telling you a truth that mama should have told you. I'm telling you a truth that your friends should have told you, but your girlfriends can't tell you the truth because they are just as chaotic as you. And so you need somebody like Sir Hell Speaks who's going to bring it to you, Will. Why? Because I want to see you successful in your relationships. And you're not going to be successful being a woman who only takes, because relationships that only take end up creating a level of disparity that leaves everybody empty, frustrated, and ultimately broken. Okay? This making sense, y'all? Y'all, hold on. I'm giving y'all too much fire. It's a Friday night. Y'all need to be talking to me in these comments. Y'all playing like I ain't got 40,000 subscribers. Look at me flexing a little bit. Right? Y'all quit playing. Am I talking to y'all for real in here? If y'all are feeling what I'm saying, I need y'all to light up these comments and tell your other girlfriends, tell your aunties, tell your mom, tell your girlfriends who's about to lose their man, they need to be tuned into Sir Hell Speaks, because I want to help save them from losing a good man, because they believe that a good man is replaceable. And I'm telling you this, when you have a great man who's willing to give everything for you to make your life better, he is not easily replaced. You can find somebody else to be intimate with, find somebody else to take you out on dates, find somebody else to stroke you out. You can find that. But a good, loyal man who's going to be with you when your looks begin to fade and wrinkles start hitting your cheeks and you start to cover up under your eyes because you got bags that won't go away, and when you got cellulite around those thighs and your butt that used to be up now is dragging, when you don't look like you used to, when you gain some weight, or now you're in the hospital, a good man who loves you is going to treat you no differently because you changed. But those men y'all are going after because you think that your good man is easily replaceable, as soon as you start to deteriorate, they go get a better option. Tell me I'm lying.
Sir Hell Speaks in the building.
This is the story that some of you never got. You just thought that your dad left. You thought that that good man just walked away. He wasn't good. No, some of your mothers traded good men for men who excited them. And once the excitement wore off, she wanted that good man. But because he chose not to come back, because there was a woman who was ready for him, there was a woman who was ready to appreciate him, she ended up getting him. And let me tell you something. When a woman has lost something and learned from her mistakes, and she gets another opportunity to get another good man, that's one woman who will not lose him. I'm giving y'all too much tonight. I'm giving you guys too much.
Sir Hell Speaks in the building.
You get a woman who's lost a good man and then have the audacity to learn from it and to grow from it and to really do some internal work on herself. The next time she gets a man, she will never, if something happens with that relationship, it's because of him. Because women know what it's like to be without a good man. Ladies, talk to me in here. Am I telling you guys the truth in here? And I'm sick of seeing my sisters. You're losing out on good men because you don't know how to go through and navigate the terrains when it gets boring or is not exciting or you're not getting what you want at that moment. You don't have the ability to delay gratification. You talk too much. Some of y'all are married to your social media accounts. You give more eye attention. You give more conversation to your social media platforms than you do with your man. And then if that man steps out and go cheat, if he steps out and he go get him, so, oh, you're shocked now that I'm saying this. He steps out and go get some from a woman who was willing to listen to him, who was willing to entertain his ideas and concepts, who showed him basic decency and respect. He go out here and get some. Now you're going to act like him stepping out to, which is wrong. Let me clarify this. It's not right. If you're in a committed relationship or married, you can't do that. But some of y'all hold more weight to what he did, and you don't hold the same weight to what drove him to feel neglected and unappreciated. I know this doesn't sound, because you want to say, no, if he did it, he did it. If you don't believe that what you do has influence on a man, that your lack of attentiveness, that your lack of respect for him, that your lack of duty and fulfilling your promises to him in your vows, if you don't think that neglecting that for years doesn't do something to a man, well, I'm telling you, you're willfully delusional. I wish I had that sound effect. I said what I said.
Speak to me.
If you don't believe that consistent neglect, that you failing to give this man the attention that he needs to be an honorable wife, to represent him with excellence and with quality, if you don't think that you failing to do this over an extended period of time affects his psyche, affect the way he sees himself, affect his sense of worthiness, and it makes him question whether or not he made the wrong decision, if you don't believe that your behaviors can at least make him consider these things, I'm telling you unapologetically, unambiguously, unequivocally that you are willfully delusional. Okay, let me let this breathe for a second. Let me let this breathe for a second.
Sir, help, speak to me, Bill.
Chat, y'all talk to me. Y'all talk to me. I'm just giving you the real. I'm giving you the real because I want to see you not do something crazy and lose your man. All right. So let's put a pause on this. I've given you guys this, but let me tell you why this thought came, why I'm considering this. Is I looked at the story from Amber Rose, and you guys, I know I'm late, so don't hold me. No, don't be too critical of me. But I looked at the story from Amber Rose, and it was very similar to what I just described. Now, this is even before I knew the full story and the context. If you look at this, Amber Rose, who is, for the most part, she's a very attractive young lady. She says, she wants to be single for the rest of her life, and she, I don't have to have, XES, right? From a very attractive person. She's about to be 40. I think she's 39 now. So during an interview, she says a couple of different things. She says, guys are gross. And she says, I don't want to share my house or my life with anyone. Now, she says, I don't want anyone around my kids. I don't want to have, XES. She doesn't mind being by herself. She's okay with that. But if you go down and you listen more in this interview, she talks about her divorce and how that really broke her, and that the men that she cared about cheated on her. She goes all the way to, after saying all this, what really got me is a particular point that she made. And that even while she was dating, because she was still broken from the divorce, she was dating people still thinking about somebody else. And then goes on to say for this lady to be this attractive and to be this known and to have what she used to have opportunities, everything she said is summed up in this one particular sentence. She says, when it comes to dating now, guys don't talk to me anymore. I want you to think about this. This attractive woman, after all of this, after all the stuff she said, she don't want to date nobody else. She's good with being alone. Guys are gross. She had a heartbreak. All the guys she loved cheated on her. After all that, after she got through all of that, the real truth of this came out, which is summed up in this particular sentence. Guys, don't talk to me anymore. So, Sir Hale, what was the point of you bringing this up? I'm very glad that you asked. A lot of you women are very critical of people like Amber Rose. You're very critical. You're critical on two different phases. On one phase, she's empowering because women attach themselves to women who are doing what they're doing or what they wish they could do. So a lot of you women take Amber Rose out of her realm. A lot of you are the Amber Rose in your own environment. You're the popular girl. You're the girl who got the shape. You're the girl who got the looks. You've got the appeal. You've got the attention. But there is something in you that mismanages that attention. Whenever you get it, you have an appetite for men that don't have the intentions on making you the kind of wife that you want to be. And because you have a level of access, you're willing to go test the waters, test and date, and be with this person, go to this person, because your attention garners you a level of eyes that someone less attractive won't get. So Amber Rose was one of those women. She had developed a very big following. People knew her. She became one of the a very talked about model some years back. But there's something that she couldn't run from that no woman can. What is that? Time. There's going to come a time when those looks are no longer there. But here's what you don't get a chance to wipe away: how you used your time. And this is where so many women are today. You're giving your time to men who you are attracted to, and you think that you have something in you deep enough to change them. And instead of you looking at them and avoiding that relationship, you project your sense of disappointment in yourself onto them and make it appear that they should have been a different man when they were who they said they were the whole time. You just thought that you could change it. And I see this is what happens to so many women. Instead of you really preparing yourself for a good quality man, most women have a type, and they're willing to go the rest of their life either getting their type or say, forget it altogether. And instead of blaming yourself for what you like, knowing that it's not good for you, it's got to be the man's fault. Every man, these guys are gross. No, ma'am, you're gross. You cannot portray yourself to be this vixen out for the world to see. I've seen parts on you that I shouldn't have seen myself. It doesn't mean that you can't be beautiful. Listen, if you got it, you got it. If you're attractive, you're attractive. If you got a shape, you got a shape. There's something you can't hide. I'm not one of those people who are telling women that they have to be draped in turtlenecks and robes with sandals with socks on. That ain't me. If you got a body and you look good and you dress and you put on clothes that accentuate your curves, I think that's a very beautiful thing. I think that's very feminine to do. But you can't put everything out for the world to see. And then you promote different walks. And you guys know the walk that I'm talking about. Now we know that in that particular, SLU, that walk, that there was a bigger purpose behind that, in which I agree with. I agree with that. Just because a woman dresses a certain way does not give anybody the right to take advantage of them. Wholeheartedly agree with this. But there's got to be some practical wisdom added to this as well now. You can't put yourself out like this for the world to see, do this for years, and then say, you know what, forget it. Forget it. I don't even want to date them. I'm done with everybody. And you're acting like the world lied to you. No, ma'am, you lied to yourself. You can't govern yourself. I don't want to say it this way. It's Friday night, and I want to be respectful to my audience. I want to be respectful to the mothers and the citizens who are watching this programming. But you can't portray yourself in one light, make your money in one light, and then want to be treated like something you didn't portray yourself as. And then when all the options are run out and nobody's talking to you, now you want to be by yourself. Ma'am, you should have been by yourself after you broke up. You should have been by, and this ain't even about Amber Rose. I'm talking about the women who are watching this. You should have been by yourself for a period of time to really understand yourself. Instead of saying, well, this man was a narcissist, that man was a cheater. Ma'am, did you forget that while you're calling him a cheater, the way y'all met is y'all was cheating together. You just thought that yo was a lot better. You thought that yo was going to get him to commit, and you're not honest about how you got him, but you place the blame on him being what he was when he got with you. And it just doesn't work that way. I'm not going to allow my sisters to lie to themselves, because in lying to yourself, you keep on getting the exact same result until you get to the place where you say, I'm done with men. And before you get there, I would rather you, before you place this blanket on men, to take a look at yourself, because maybe it's not the men that you chose. Maybe it's something in you that keeps on attracting the men that you complain so much about. All right, ladies. I think I've said enough tonight. I want to hear from you ladies. Whether you agree or you disagree, I want you to call in. I want you to tell me what you think about what we're talking about, and tell me if you agree or tell me if I'm off. Tell me your perspective. I really want to, ladies, don't be afraid to call in tonight. Let me tell you something on my Instagram. Now, I got mostly men who follow me on Instagram, mostly dudes, but them ladies be in there telling me about myself. Like, he hurt, you could tell something going wrong. Who he think he is. I mean, they be really going in. And then when I give women the opportunity to have a conversation about it, women would rather make statements than have a conversation. So ladies, those who watch my particular platform, I know you're not like those women who throw statements out there because they want to be right instead of trying to get to know me and understand my perspective. I know y'all are not like that tonight. So you guys call in and tell me, where did I get it right? And tell me if you believe that I got it wrong. I want to hear from you guys tonight. All right, Eve, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Glad to see you. She says, Sir Hale, you hurt my feelings. Listen, it's all in love. Princessa, what's going on with you? Good to see you. Are you following Sir Hale across platforms? Yes, don't miss a beat. I appreciate you. It is good to see you tonight. Yeah. Ronnie says, it's a shame to be that fine and mismanage it. That's a fact. Ladies, I'm telling you, y'all better stop doing this. Y'all be using your finest. You use them in your 20s and then up to about 32, and then it starts slowing down and your knees get bad. And then now you want to get delivered and then get a good man. Well, no, man, go sit down somewhere because you mismanaged your beauty. Your beauty is supposed to be for your man. Y'all use your beauty to get all kind of men and then give your man the leftover version of you. That ain't right. All right. Truth, I see you in here. Podcast, what's going on, my man? Good to see you tonight. Everybody goes subscribe to Lil Podcast Produced It. Be sure to subscribe to him. I appreciate my brother. Salute to you, Eugene Steele. Good to see you, man. Good to see you tonight. All right, guys, ladies, call in. I want to hear from you. Tell me where I got it wrong. Tell me what your perspective is. I want to hear from you tonight. I think I saw a super chat as well. Taz Defire, what's going on from 5100 Podcast? Guys, be sure to show them some love as well. He says, on point as usual. Let's get our brother to 40K. Somebody tell me where we're at now. We are, where are we at right now? Let me take a look and see. Yeah, guys, we are 8 subscribers away from 40,000. Good grief. Now, this is crazy. Let me tell you why this is crazy. A year and 2 months ago, I said that if I get 1,000 subscribers, I'll keep the podcast going. If I get 1,000, and I had a whole lot of stuff said, like if I don't do it a certain way, then I'm not going to grow because I'm positive. And I don't know if it's my personality type or whatever. I wanted to do things my way. Of course, you got to kind of follow the policies and the trends and algorithm, but in terms of my content delivery. And I'm amazed to say that my goal in December of 2021 to get to 1,000 subscribers by December of 2022 For it to go from 1,000 to 40,000, nothing short of amazing. Why do I say this to you? For those of you who have something in you that you want to do to help people, don't focus on trying to be like somebody else. Don't focus on trying to duplicate what somebody else is doing. Risk doing something new to get results, right? Only so many people can follow a trend and be successful at this. Every now and again, somebody else has to blaze their own trail and open up a new lane for other people to follow behind as well. And I encourage anybody with a message, now listen, this is what TLA was so great at. If you got a message, it's probably good for you to consider doing this podcasting and increasing your ability to reach people. I know if I can plan for 1,000 in a year and then go to 40,000 in a year and 2 months, then anything is possible. And this ain't even great. I know people who've done way more than I have. So I encourage you guys to do this. All right. Now listen, listen, ladies, I know I got a lady to call in. I just know I do. Ladies, I want to hear from you guys. Tell me where I got it wrong or if I get it right. I want to hear from you, and I want other people to hear from other women as well, so that it doesn't seem like there's another Black man talking about women. No, it's a man talking about relationship issues that prevent women from having the life, relationship, and marriage that they say that they want. I want you guys to call in as well. And then after the ladies, I'm going to open the calls for men to chime in as well. All right. Let me show some respect to this super chat song. I'm going to play this vibe. And once we get back, we'll take callers if we have them. All right. Let's play it. All right, guys. So we are in here. I don't see anyone called in just yet, and it's okay. I'm going to assume that you guys have ingested what I've said tonight, but don't just take this stream and listen to it. I need you, all of you ladies who are listening to me, especially older ladies, if you're over 40, teach these younger women what you've experienced. I'm not saying pass on your traumas or your biases, but for women who really worked, like one person I really care about is Bravo with Sheila. She's a counselor, does a wonderful job and really digging at the core of issues. And one thing she says is when nothing changes, nothing changes. For women who have made change, who have done that work, I need you to be intentional about teaching other women so that they don't fail and we create another generation of parentless children. Right. So I'm asking ladies to partner with me in this message. Like, even though what I say, there's some heat to it. There's heat for entertainment value, but really I'm just trying to drive a point and drive the seriousness of relationships and marriage. And I want to see them have the life that they want to have. And I want to see men coming home to women who they are happy with because of the level of respect and honor that he gets, because that's what marriage is supposed to be. All right. Good to see you. Bravo Basila, good to see you tonight. She says, bravo, Sirhel, for your commitment, not just to the subscribers, but to yourself as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Princess says, how many subscribers now? Can somebody check for me? Where are we at? My phone is loading slowly. Yep, so we're 3 subscribers away from 40,000. Wow, thank you guys so much. Y'all are the bomb.com. Well, you guys are awesome.com. YouTube don't do this figure of speech. Appreciate you guys tonight. Well, listen, it has been real. I appreciate everybody. And shout out to Princessa. She says, I just brought in subscribers. Check the count. Thank you so much. Guys, this is how we grow. People just like that. You feel the content. You tell people to come on here and be a part of this. This is how we grow. And I appreciate every one of you. I also saw Red Lipstick Vibes in here tonight. Salute to you and all that you do as well. Thanks for being here tonight. Salute to Friendsgiving. What's going on with you? Hello, Sirhel in chat. Love seeing the growth. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you guys. Well, listen, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up tonight. Salute to Eve. Sirhel, I'm scared of marriage. It's a fear thing. What should I do? First, you should book a session with me. Go to my YouTube channel and book a 30-minute consult, and let's really dig into this. I'm going to be doing a string of shows over this next month on tackling that fear. I did a show before where a lot of young women who are impressionable have emotional hooks in them, placed in them by their mothers and women before them about their mother's bad experiences. And you take that fear and assume the worst is going to happen to you as well. And it was unfair for that to have happened, but it's unfair for you to limit the chance of a good marriage because of fear. So we will be tackling that. That's a really good question. I'm really glad you asked. Salute to CBN. What's going on, man? Good to see you tonight. Okay, y'all, I see a caller. Oh, it's the one and the only Take Heed in the building. Let me bring her up, and we'll continue the conversation, and we'll do it like that. Take Heed. What is going on with you? How are you?
How are you, sir? How's everything?
So far, so good. Doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Hanging in there.
Excellent. Well, talk to me now. I said a lot. What was your perspective on tonight's show? And did I get it wrong? Was I off? What's your thoughts on it?
You know what, brother? You was amazing. Okay? You was amazing. Hands down. I ain't want to fight tonight. I was like, nah, I ain't going to fight tonight. But I said, let me get on here and talk my mess.
Excellent. So, yeah, please share with the people. What was your thoughts on what we talked about? And do you have any advice? Because you've been married for some time now. And on your platform, you do a fantastic job of giving people the public service announcements and telling my dears to hear what you're saying, which I love. What resonated tonight, and what would you like to share with the audience?
Well, Sirhel, I think tonight everything resonated. It was amazing. And I think the thing is that as content creators, right, some of us, we lie to our women. We tell them all the sweet things that they want to hear, and nobody tells them the nitty gritty, nobody lets them know what's really going on. So they only tell them the sweet things because they want the followers, they want, all the likes and the shares, but it's not helping. I remember a couple weeks ago, I had watched one of the male influencers. I follow him. I had to unfollow him because he had put a message out, and I was like, wow, he talking to us like he want to take our drawers off. I was like, nah, this is too much. So I just, I had to unfollow the cat, and I was like, no, this don't make no sense, because in our community, right, there's a lot of nonsense going on, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse as time go on. And if the older ones like me don't get up and speak, instead of us telling the younger ones, all this foolishness, we have to start telling them what's really good, what's true. Like, okay, your attitude is not good. You talking to your man like you ain't got no sense. And you married and you not even sleeping with your husband. What kind of nonsense is that? You know what I'm saying?
What kind of
He
nonsense
gave
is that?
yes. What I don't understand that. And I read one woman said in the comment that in the chat, she said, what if he wants head, right? And he doesn't want to reciprocate. Okay. So let me tell you something, mommy. You supposed to give him head. I'm sorry. That's how it goes. You're supposed to sleep with your husband. And if you want him to service you, y'all gotta learn and agree how to do that thing. I'm just saying. I'm just talking my mess. And being married comes with a lot of issues, but you have good times too. And see, we don't tell the young people that. We telling them all the foolishness that go on, but you're not telling that when you come home at night, somebody's there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's worried about you. Somebody's praying for you. You understand? And then you're not fighting this world alone. Somebody's there. But like I always tell my audience, I'm sorry, you got to obey. You got to be obedient to your husband. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. They want to say, I'm a boss chick. I do what I want to do. And yeah, okay, you could live like that. You could continue to be the boss chick and do what you want to do, but you're going to be alone. You're going to be alone. And I tell women this all the time. I'm sorry, mommy, but you're going to die alone. I'm sorry to say that. And I feel bad to say this, but even in my own life, I see this. I see this in women, in my family, and it breaks my heart. Because listen to me, sometimes when you live alone in a big house by yourself, right? And you don't have no children, or maybe you have one, and you doing boss chick things, you handling your business, and I feel you. But one day when something bad happens and you don't have anybody around, and God call you home, my dear, you getting called home to glory. Sometimes people don't find you for 4 to 5 days. I'm serious. And it's sad.
That's a very real thing. Absolutely true.
It's sad. And we sitting up there talking about we don't need no man. Man can't do nothing for me. I'm a strong black woman. I'm gonna tell you something so funny, sir. I was at work. One of my coworkers, and we chat. The brother always stop me in the hallway, like, sis, we gotta run it down. And I'm like, listen, I gotta go to work. I gotta go over to the ER. I gotta do this. I can't be chat. They're like, come on, chat with me. So he gonna tell me I love you because you just a strong black woman. I had lost my mind. I was like, wait a minute, don't call me that. Don't call me that. I don't want to be called a strong black woman. Because nowadays, a strong black woman, you gotta be jumping in your man's face, disrespecting him, telling him all types of foolishness and nonsense. Listen, I'm sorry, that ain't for me. That ain't for me. Now, if you tell me I'm a strong black woman because I love my husband, I respect him, and we on one accord, and it's good, that's it. We all right. I'm just saying, so I'm just talking my mess, but it's just, I feel bad for the brothers now. I feel bad for them. They going through something, and the sisters is going through something too, because they listening to all the other women that have been hurt on social media. They listening to them tell them nonsense, and what's gonna happen is they gonna wind up alone, just like the influencer telling them you don't need no man. First of all, I'm sorry. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that I don't need my husband, that I don't need somebody to lay next to at night. We fighting. So that's just me. That's it. I'm done. I'm done talking my mess.
Y'all listen, Take Heat came in and said, I got something to say, and I'm gonna say it. Well, listen, we appreciate you, Take Heat. And I appreciate you coming up because it's important to me, especially this year. Married women who are successfully married need to be heard. The loudest, the clearest, the most amplified. And so I really appreciate not only the work you do, but shows like this, you coming up and you offering your perspective means so much. So thank you so much. Do me a favor before you go, let us know how we can connect with you as well. And moderators, please drop Take Heed's information on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram as well.
Well, my show on YouTube is called Take Heed to the Message with Abang Awa. That's my stage name. And then I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as well as Abang Awa. Thank you, Sir Hill. I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And we gotta connect soon again.
Sure enough.
All right, y'all. Y'all show Take Heed some love. Y'all, she always bring that fire. And it's important for women like her to do that, because we need to see other young girls looking up to women who are successfully, who are happily married. And so again, a great show tonight, everybody. Thank you guys for showing up. I just took a look and I think that we have officially crossed that threshold and we are at 40,000 subscribers. Wow. So yeah, we're 40,002 subscribers, guys. This is an opportunity for us to celebrate. This is great. Another milestone that we've reached. This is fantastic. So thank you guys for the love and the support, for all of you guys who tell people to come over here to Sir Hill Speaks Network. It only goes up from here. We're going to get better. We're going to grow. So guys, here's a couple things. So if you guys like this content, you like what I'm talking about, invite people to come. Invite people to show up. You guys talk about this, take a point and talk about it in your groups, but we got to get the dialogue going. And the goal is not to just argue for the sake of arguing, but if we're going to argue, we're going to state our positions so that we come to a resolution and to a solution. That's the goal in all the things that we do. The goal is marriage and healthy marriage and family. And I want to see women who want to be married, successfully married and in relationships. And I want to see men successful and productive. I think this is the backbone of the family, of community, and society as a whole. And that is my goal, to help promote this. Well, guys, it's been real. It's been another one. It has been great spending time with you guys tonight. If you guys know, I haven't been doing a lot of lives lately because I've been in the gym every night. I'm not even joking. Every night I'm in the gym because my goal is to promote health and fitness, to look good, to get some deals and so on and so forth, but to also mirror and to reflect to my audience what I talk about. So if I'm telling you guys to eat well and to eat healthy and to take care of your bodies, I have to do the very same thing as well. And so I want to be an example in that, right? So when I put something online, it's not to get attention. It's really to provide motivation and inspiration. That if I say we got to work out and take care of ourselves, then that's what we have to do. So ladies, it's important for you as well. You got to take care of your health. That means you got to exercise. Don't just talk about you thick and you got shape and curves. No, you need to work out. You need to go exercise and make sure that you are healthy. Get your blood work done. And then don't disagree with the doctors to the extent where you don't at least take the advice and do something productive with it. And the same thing with my brothers. You have to work out. You got to take care of your body and eat well, because so many of you are under a lot of stress. You've got a lot on your plate. And when you don't take the time to take care of your body, it just makes things worse. So I need you to take care of yourself, because I need you alive. I need you around. We need you. All right. All right, guys. Well, I love you. Good to see you. Beautifully animated. Good to see you. She says, congrats on 40K. I appreciate you. Yep. Oh, yep. Princess, I will check this right after this show. And again, it's good to see you guys. Much love, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy your families. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you again this coming Sunday on the next show. Till next time, Sir Hill Speaks is out of the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the one and the only Sir Hill Speaks in the building.